Matthew chapter 19. Children have an innate and unspoiled instinct for what is good and kind. They're drawn towards it, just as strongly as they are repelled by the opposite. Now notice, in verse 14, Jesus says, "Suffer the little children to come unto me." He didn't say, "Suffer the parents to bring their children unto me." And I think this is incredibly important. It was the children, you see, who wanted to get closer to him. With their innate instinct for goodness and kindness, they knew exactly where they wanted to be. And so Jesus says, "Suffer the little children to come to me." It's a beautiful moment. Now here's a thought. How often would a child be drawn instinctively to a stranger? We hope that they would never be drawn to a stranger. They should shy away from strangers. This shouldn't be encouraged. But this one, this stranger, capital S, was different, so different, and they were magnetized to Jesus. You know, it's not until life has knocked us about that we become defensive and learn to question and resist our instincts. But the child hasn't been hurt yet. He unquestioningly slips his hand into that of a gentle stranger. And there's something else. If I cast my mind back and recall the qualities that drew me as a child to a certain adult, the most powerful thing was childlikeness in the adult. The adult who didn't pretend to enter into my world, who wasn't patronizing. I could always recognize that. It was the big person who was one of us. He or she was a young person in an old body, or so it seemed to me at the time, although I couldn't have expressed it like that, of course. Now, Uncle Bill was my favourite uncle. He was my favourite because he laughed a lot. He wasn't serious like the other uncles. He had one of those faces that was naturally smiling, and his blue eyes twinkled when he spoke. Later on, I could attempt to describe why I liked him, and it was because he was one of us. I always had the impression that he was much more in our world than the serious world of the grown-ups. And Uncle Bill was kind. All the uncles were kind, but Uncle Bill blended it with childlikeness. It was a special gift. And so I come back to Jesus, and I dare to suggest that the children who wanted to get close to Jesus, to be picked up by him if possible, could see childlikeness in him. He was one of them. When he told a story, he was enjoying the story as much as everyone else. You know, that is a tremendous gift. There was never any pretense in Jesus. There couldn't be. It was impossible. To pretend is to lie, in a sense. He really, really did love them. And what is more, he enjoyed their innocent world. Jesus would pile up toy bricks and be as delighted as they when they were knocked down, and he would enjoy rebuilding them again with them. You see, Jesus had the power of absorption. He could be absorbed in the moment, a gift that is intensely that of the child. They were drawn to him because he was drawn to them, and they knew it. I wonder if they told him their favourite stories. If they did, he would have loved them.